I've been working on something called radical acceptance of myself. It's not easy. It took me a long time to accept that I had Tourettes because I struggled to accept that I was different for a really long time. Life as a Black woman in this country was already hard. And adding the label disabled on top of that felt like it was going to make it even harder. When I was younger, there was even less understanding around disabilities, less support, less protections, and more stigma. Back then, I could hide my tics, so I did. I'd say it was allergies or a cold, anything except I'm disabled. In 2014, I was in a collision that changed everything for me. I couldn't hide my tics anymore. I went from having control over them or somewhat control over them to them having complete control over my life. And I felt embarrassed by that. And sometimes I would feel ashamed. I believed it was my responsibility to fix this new situation I was in where I couldn't control my tics because I wanted to save myself from the scrutiny of what it meant to have tics that were going to be out of control. When my symptoms got bad and I had to step away from life, school, work, friends, family, sit life out, I'd say it was anything except Tourette's because I felt guilty, like I was letting people down, not handling my responsibilities. I really believed that people would think I was using the tics as an excuse. This led to me feeling like an imposter. What I started to realize, though, was that not accepting myself and life as it is now didn't change any of the pain I was feeling or the suffering I was feeling. It just made me suffer in silence and alone. So I made the decision to accept that my life is different now and that I am and I always have been disabled. And that's okay. And I'm not weak. I'm not defective. I'm not worthless because of it. And as I learn how to do this every day, I'm now faced with watching our country move backwards, watching rights that were long and hard fought for be stripped from people who are disabled, from Black people, from women. And I question where my place is again. It's scary living with the knowledge that I'm in danger in this country just for existing. Watching the protections that have been built that protect my livelihood, my ability to care for myself independently, all of the hard work I've done to have a modicum of stability and self-sufficiency and independence in this life against insurmountable odds as a Black person, as a disabled person in this country is terrifying. Watching things get dismantled brick by brick, knowing they're not coming back anytime soon, is devastating for me. And sometimes I ask myself, do I continue to lean into this feeling of radical self acceptance? Or do I try to go back into hiding again and just try to lay low? Well, as I said, I can't hide it anymore. So I don't really have a choice but to continue to move forward and be completely, authentically who I am. Even if it costs me opportunities, even if it costs me jobs, because I asked for an accommodation or I checked the disabled box and the Black box on the application. I often ask the question whenever I'm interviewing for a company that doesn't look very diverse, especially, what does diversity look like here at your company or your organization for Black women with disabilities? I know that's probably cost me a lot of jobs, but I have to ask. My safety depends on that. It's really scary right now for people like me, but I have to remind myself that I've always been resilient. I've always been a fighter. I've always found a way forward despite the obstacles in a system that seems impossible for me to win in. And I'm not going back into hiding. I'm going to keep showing up for myself and for others like me because I have to. My life depends on that. I'm going to keep choosing to radically accept myself no matter who's uncomfortable with it. I hope that you all find the courage, the strength to resist the urge to hide, especially when times are really scary. That act of resistance will protect all of us. Thanks for listening, y'all, and happy Aries season.